10 to 100%. How do you find teacher being empathetic about students of this era? What can you say about that? What's the percentage you give to teachers?
Well, I want to give 90% to the teachers that notice and try to help. They aren't perfect, but they are trying. And by so doing, they are improving and boosting the child's morale. And I want to give 40% to the teachers that notice but don't try to help. Instead, they keep finding faults and blame and keep comparing the child to other students, which will make the child derail more in his or her academics.
Hello everyone, welcome to First Class Exclusive Interaction with Young Minds. I remain your host, Alberto Luafemi Azoba. And as you all know, this podcast is basically having insightful conversation with bright young people, having to talk about schooling and life beyond the classroom. In this episode, we have a brilliant and a beautiful girl in our midst. She'll be talking to us about schooling and life beyond the classroom. So right now, our guest will introduce herself to us.
My name is Olubadu Precious. I am 13 years old. I am from Lagos State. I attend French Village International College. I am in SS1C, which is the arts department. I like singing, dancing, reading novels, writing poems, learning new words, making new friends, and trying new things.
Awesome. That's a very great introduction. So right now, I would like to go straight to the point, which has to do with, as a schoolgirl, can you tell me the reason why you're in school?
I got to school to learn more about my surroundings, to be able to navigate through the world around me, to be able to contribute to my country, the world at large, and to learn more about my future ambition.
Thank you for that. So you've been able to tell me reasons why you go to school, which is very interesting. So that takes us to, as a schoolgirl, I believe you have a future career and a future ambition. So I would like you to run through what your future career is basically all about.
I want to be a lawyer so I can defend people, help them get justice, and help them get their rights which has been violated in one way or the other.
Awesome. Being a lawyer and having to fight for people. That's a very, very, very good one. Okay, so at this point, I just want us to talk about school basically, and that has to talk about what is that thing you like about school and that thing you don't really like about school. But first of all, talk to me about what you like about school.
The good thing I like about school is what the teachers feel you are lacking behind. They call you, advise you, make you understand what you don't know, and mentor you.
Awesome. So talking about one thing you don't like about school, so what would that be?
The thing I don't like about school is that art students are considered as the dull people, which isn't meant to be.
So basically, most people focus on science students to always be the bright and the sharp ones in school.
Yes.
Okay, that's a great one. Right now, there's something I want us to talk about. But before then, can you tell me about your school environment? What about your school environment?
It is a school that is well equipped and well facilitated. We have good teachers, good classrooms, conducive and well ventilated.
Awesome. All right, so now there's something I want to talk about. Like I said earlier, we want to talk about empathy. What's empathy to you?
Empathy is the art of being considerate about the emotions and feelings of others around you.
Awesome. So, talking about empathy, how do you think someone can show empathy?
You can show empathy to people when they are in need, either financially, emotionally, mentally, and any other way.
All right, so basically, since you said empathy has to do with understanding people's emotions, and you've mentioned that you can be empathetic by doing it financially, physically, and the likes. Okay, there's this question I want to ask you. Since you've said what empathy is basically all about, do you feel it is a means of empathy whereby you have a friend who has a challenge in a subject and you're trying to study together to help that friend. Is that empathy?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. So now that you said helping your friends in the aspect of studying is empathy, now I want to ask you this other question. Now, when a friend of yours who is having a challenge in a particular subject, and it happens that both of you are in an examination hall, having to teach that child or teach that friend answers to the question, is that empathy?
No, that's just breaking one of the most important school rules and indulging in examination malpractice.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so talking about the teachers of this century, 21st century. Now, I want you to rate in the scale of 10 to 100%. How do you find teacher being empathetic about students of this era? What can you say about that? What's the percentage you give to teachers?
Well, I want to give 90% to the teachers that notice and try to help. They aren't perfect, but they are trying. And by so doing, they are improving and boosting the child's morale. And I want to give 40% to the teachers that notice but don't try to help. Instead, they keep finding faults and blame and keep comparing the child to other students, which will make the child derail more in his or her academics.
So basically, you're giving some teachers 90%. Who cares? Who try as much as possible to see the flaws of some children and having to help them get better, while you give 40% to those teachers who don't really care about the feelings or the emotions of students.
Yes.
All right, good. So now let's talk about the social media platform. What's your favorite social media platform at this present time?
YouTube.
YouTube. Now, can you tell me the reason why you've chosen YouTube to be your best social media platform?
I can download and watch movies in my leisure time, and I can also get to watch educational videos.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so now, last question I'll ask you, which I do ask for every person who attends this program. I'm going to give you 2%, the 70% and the 95%. Now, between these two scores, which one do you think you're going to give to dad, and which one do you think you're going to give to mom? Between 90% and 70%.
I'm going to give 90% to both dad and mom.
Wow. Wow. So basically, you mean they are both awesome, good to you, and
Yes.
they try as much as possible to get everything better for you.
Yes, they are
Awesome.
the best parents I could ever ask for.
Awesome, awesome. That's a great one. Okay, so basically, we have been able to talk about a lot of things. We've talked about empathy, and she has been able to tell us what empathy is all about and how you can show empathy as a person and as a teacher to your students. So, whatever your thought is, kindly share on the comment section and let's have your view. So right now we've come to an end of today's episode, and first class exclusive interaction with your mind. We're super grateful you're on our show, and we have a little gift to show as an appreciation to you. So this is for you. What can you say to your friends out there? What advice do you want to give to your friends out there?
Keep trying and pushing harder. The sky is not your limit. You can go further.
Thank you. Keep trying and push harder. The sky is
Not
there
your
for you to fly as much as possible you can. So basically, we've come to an end. Try as much as possible to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, YouTube, and the likes. Do have a great day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.